I never really considered myself the traditional type. Growing up, while my friends were planning their fairy tale weddings or imagining the perfect spouse, I was dreaming about traveling the world, climbing mountains, or diving deep into the ocean. Marriage and children never even crossed my mind as something I'd want. Fast forward to when I turned 18. That's when I met Nathan. He was kind, funny, and had this magnetic energy about him. He made me feel like I could share every part of myself without judgment. On one of our first dates, I made my stance clear. I don't want to get married or have kids, ever. To my relief, he didn't seem fazed. That's cool, he said, shrugging with a smile. I'm not in a rush for any of that. We've been together for 2 years now. For the most part, it's been amazing, but recently things have taken a turn, and not in a good way. Nathan's been talking about joining the army for a while now. It's a big decision, and I've done my best to support him. I've listened to him talk about his dreams of serving his country, the challenges he'd face, and the opportunities it would bring. But recently, there's been a new topic dominating our conversations: marriage. It started a few weeks ago. We were having dinner at his place when he casually brought it up. You know, if we got married, you'd get all these benefits, he said, swirling his fork around his plate. Like, you'd get a housing allowance, medical coverage, even extra money. I blinked at him, unsure if he was serious. Nathan, I've told you before, I'm not interested in getting married. Not for money, not for anything. He laughed it off at first, saying it was just a thought. But it didn't stop there. Over the next few days, he kept bringing it up, almost like he was trying to wear me down. He'd drop comments like, "Don't you want to make life easier for both of us?" Or, "It's just a piece of paper, why does it matter?" What really hurt, though, was when he started telling his friends about it. Suddenly, I was being painted as the selfish girlfriend who didn't care about his future. Some of them even started calling me names, things I don't even want to repeat. One evening, I got a call from Nathan's best friend, Chris. He's always been the jokester of the group, but this time, he was dead serious. "Hey," he began, "I've been hearing some stuff from Nathan and I don't get it. Why are you so against marrying him? You don't love him or something?" I felt my chest tighten. "Chris, I love Nathan more than anything, but I've always been upfront about this. Marriage isn't for me." "Yeah, but if it's for his career, doesn't that make it different?" The conversation left me feeling drained and questioning myself. Was I being selfish? Was I holding Nathan back? As if things weren't complicated enough, my mom decided to weigh in. She's always been more traditional, and while she's respected my choices, she's never fully understood them. "Sweetheart," she said during one of our weekly calls, "are you sure you're not being too rigid? Marriage doesn't have to mean giving up your dreams." "Mom, it's not about that. It's not who I am." "But Nathan loves you, and you love him. Isn't that what matters?" Her words echoed in my head for days. The breaking point came one night after a heated argument. Nathan had been pushing the marriage topic again, and I finally snapped. "Why can't you just accept me for who I am?" I yelled, tears streaming down my face. "I've told you from the beginning, Nathan. I don't want to get married, not for money, not for anything." He looked at me, his face a mix of anger and hurt. Maybe I can't accept it. Maybe I need someone who actually wants the same things I do. Those words hit me like a punch to the gut. For the first time, I realized we might be at an impasse we couldn't overcome. We decided to take some time apart to figure things out. During that time, I did a lot of soul-searching. I spoke to a therapist, journaled my thoughts, and even had long talks with friends who'd faced similar challenges in their relationships. Nathan reached out after a month. We met at a park, the place where we'd had our first date. He looked different, older, more serious. "I've been doing a lot of thinking," he began, "and I realize now that I was wrong to pressure you. I love you for who you are, not for who I want you to be. But I also know that marriage is important to me. And if we can't agree on that, maybe we're not meant to be together. It was the hardest conversation of my life, but in the end, we decided to part ways. It wasn't because we didn't love each other, we just wanted different things out of life. It's been a few months since we broke up, and while it still hurts, I know it was the right decision. Sometimes love isn't enough. You need shared values, shared goals. And that's okay. If there's one thing I've learned from all this, it's to stay true to yourself. Compromise is important in relationships, but so is knowing where to draw the line. Nathan and I had an incredible 2 years together, and I'll always cherish those memories. But now it's time for both of us to move forward and find the paths that truly make us happy.